Hey yoga community, welcome to my channel. My name is MaryAnngeline. I just got finished filming for my virtual studio Kinesi, and I thought it'd be great to offer a class to the community, the YouTube community, for Valentine's. So a little Valentine's Day flow, opening hearts, physically, emotionally, remembering that, love, external love has to start with our internal. So allowing this practice to be about finding that love for yourself and then working on heart-opening postures. So we will need a block today. If you have one, grab your block and we'll get started. Lying down on our backs. Placing the block underneath the pelvis for a supported bridge. And be sure that that block is on the lower part of your spine so that you're not pressing into the low back, right? Our natural curve, we don't want to make it more. We actually kind of want a neutral place for that block. And then once you find that spot, turn your palms up, close your eyes. Let's keep our knees bent just to start. We'll take another variation here in a moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill the lungs completely. Hold the breath at the top. Nice open mouth exhale, let it go. Now start to fall into the rhythm of your breath. And as you continue this nice, easy breath in and out, begin to straighten your legs, getting more of a stretch through the front of the hips and the abdominals. If that's too much, you can always rebend the knees back again. Couple breaths here, starting to stretch and open the front of the body. And lastly, bringing the soles of the feet together, knees go wide for butterfly. And of course, if you're not using a block, you can do all these postures without it. And pausing here for about 3 rounds of breath in our butterfly, feeling that nice stretch through hips. Slowly bring the knees back to where we started, knees bent, feet flat. Blink the eyes open. Lift the hips off of the block, grab the block, place it to the side for just a moment. Come to neutral. Pause in neutral. Let the spine take this moment to come back, to drop in. Let's take our block now and place it between our inner thighs, walking our heels in towards our bottom. Knees point up, toes point forward, palms by your sides. Hug those shoulder blades down, draw the belly in, draw the ribs together, squeeze the block as much as you can and float the pelvis up for bridge pose. Keep the pelvis as it is, reach the arms up towards the sky and then overhead, lift the hips a little bit higher, create space between your chin and your chest. Slowly release the arms back down to the mat. Tap the hips down, float the feet up, reach the arms forward, shoulder blades off the ground. Then return the feet and the hands, head back down. Let's repeat that whole thing. Hips high, shoulder blades ground down. Arms high and plant them overhead. Lift the chin. Reaching the arms down towards the ground, drop the pelvis, lift the feet, float the shoulder blades. Engage the abdominals. Return everything back to neutral one more time. Ground down through shoulders, scoop the belly in, float the pelvis up. Reach the arms up, tap the backs of the hands towards the mat behind you, lift the chin. Return the arms down to the ground. Lower the pelvis down. Lift the feet, float the shoulders up. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Release everything back down. Return into your bridge pose. This time we'll hold it. Pause here and lift the hips a bit higher. Continue to squeeze the block. Feel the glutes really turn on. And create a little bit more space through your chin and your chest. Really walking those shoulder blades a bit closer. And lowering the hips down. So now we've had that block to assist. We're going to remove the block. Still feel that sensation of squeezing everything in. Float the pelvis up, bridge pose. Squeeze everything in, walk the left foot to center. Bring the right knee into your chest. Shoot the right leg up towards the sky. Lower the hips down. Hug the right leg in. Give it a nice squeeze. Feel that stretch behind the leg. Take a breath in. And a breath out. As you exhale, lower your right leg to the ground. Hug your left knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. And then guide the knee across the body for a twist. Left arm reaches out. Feel a nice stretch into those ribs, into the spine. Slowly bring it back to where we started. Hands around your left shin. Give it a squeeze. Release your hands now behind your left knee. Rock yourself up to seated. Pull that knee in towards the chest. Right hand to the outside of the foot. Straighten out the leg as you take a twist to the left. Left arm reaches back. Gaze towards the fingertips. Bring your gaze, left arm back to neutral. Lower your left leg on top of your right. Keep the legs crisscross. Plant the hands behind you. Lean into the palms. Lift the heart. If it feels okay, also lift the hips. Little crisscross reverse plank. Spread the fingers. Stretch the shoulders. Slide the hips down to the mat. Fold forward. Bring your belly to your thighs. Forehead towards your shins. Hands frame out the legs. Take one more inhale. And one more exhale. Round up the spine. Slide your right hand back. Rotate all your weight onto your right hand. Bend your left knee. Lift yourself up into a modified side plank. I'm sorry, I didn't mean bend your left knee. Bend your right knee. So your right knee is bent, your left leg is straight. We're ground down through the right hand, reaching out through the left fingertips. Reach the left arm now. Arm by ear, fingertips past the bottom. Little rainbow stretch, pressing the hips up towards the sky. Then taking a seat onto your bottom, right to where we started our whole sequence. On the bottom, on the back, bridge pose. Press the hips up. Roll the shoulder blades in. Ground down through your feet, ground down through your hands. Walk the right foot to center. Bring your left knee in towards your belly. Straighten the leg up to the sky. As you lower your pelvis down, grab a hold of that leg. Give it a little squeeze in. Nice stretch to the back of that left leg. Lower the left straight leg down to the mat. Switch it out. Left leg stays straight. Right knee hugs in towards the belly. Guide the knee to the left for a twist. We gaze over the right shoulder. Bring it back to neutral. Give that right knee one more tight squeeze in. Adjust your hands behind the leg and rock yourself up to seated. Place the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Straighten out that leg. Reach the right arm back for a nice twist. Lift up and sit up tall. Bring your body back to neutral. Lower the right ankle on top of the left. Fold over the legs. Really reaching that heart towards the shins. Round up the spine. Slide the palms back. Fingers stay pointed towards the top of the mat. Keep the toes pointed. Lift up through heart. Maybe press the hips up for a reverse plank with crisscross legs. Begin to lower the hips down. Slide the hips back. Sit up nice and tall. And let's take that fold one more time on this side. Finding a bit more depth. Rounding up the spine, planting the left hand behind you, rolling onto the left side. Bend the left knee as you reach the arm up for modified side plank. Reaching that right arm overhead now, hugging the arm by the ear, lift the hips a little higher. And simply round it down, come to seated. All the way onto the back. So one more time, setting up from the beginning, moving right into our bridge pose. This time taking our hands under our back body, grounding down through the elbows, securing our pelvis with our palms, finding a bit more depth, a bit more lift, but still hugging the legs in. Extend the right leg up towards the sky. Lower the right foot down. Extend the left leg up. As you reach the left leg, press down through the right foot. And then lower it down. Release the hands. Come back to neutral. Hug the knees in. Rock up to seated. And because we took 2 rounds of the crisscross fold on the right, let's take our left leg over and find one more fold on this side so those legs are nice and even. Round it up. Send your legs back. Plank pose. Holding our plank, squeezing everything in. Chaturanga, lower halfway. Up dog, lift the heart. Down dog is where we meet. From our down dog, right leg goes high. Step the right foot forward. Rise up to crescent lunge. Both arms reach high. In your crescent, turn your palms to face up. So we're bending at the wrist. Then start to bend the elbows. Bring the fingertips towards the shoulder blades. Squeeze the elbows towards the ears. Re-straighten the arms. Open up warrior 2. Adjust those hands. Taking our eagle arms, let's take the left arm under. Lift the elbows as high as you can. Feel a nice stretch to the back of the heart. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, straighten out the right leg, pivot the toes. Pivot the left toes now to the back of your mat, crescent lunge with these eagle arms folding forward halfway. Shift all your weight into your left leg, float the right leg up for a nice eagle armed airplane pose. Rise on up to one-legged mountain, unhook those arms, bring the knee through. Sweep the arms high, palms together, bend the elbows, thumbs towards the nape of the neck as you squeeze those elbows in, lift up through the back of the heart. Crisscross your right leg in front of your left, sweep your arms behind you. Same grip as we did on our backs, palms into the lower back, or into the pelvis, I should say. Fingers around the hips, thumbs to the back, squeeze the elbows in, lift up, take the gaze up, maybe lean back into a back bend. Go as far as is comfortable for your body. Start to slowly return the torso up, squeeze those inner thighs, hands around the hip bones. Slide the left foot back into a lunge. Reach the arms high, crescent lunge. Warrior 2 to the top of the mat, left knee bends, so back to our original front. Reverse the warrior, left arm goes high. Back to warrior two, straighten out the leg, pivot the toes, release the hands behind you, reverse namaste, palms come together, roll the shoulders back, keep the elbows nice and wide, and start to fold forward, wide-legged forward fold. From here, keep the fold, just interlock the hands for chest expansion grip. Reach the arms up and maybe overhead. If your head's touching the ground, just walk those feet in. Find a little more space for the fold. Keep the arms as they are. Tuck the chin around up the spine. Pivot your feet towards the front of the mat so you're in a pyramid stance. Start to bring the forehead down towards the left shin as you reach the arms up with this chest expansion grip. Bend your left knee now. Gaze stays down at the left toes. Shift all your weight into your left foot. Right leg goes high for standing splits with chest expansion grip. Press the right quad into the right hamstring. Engage the glute. Release the hands down to the mat. Plant the palms, spread the fingers, straighten the arms around the spine. Slow, steady breath in through the nose. And out. Hop it back, move through your vinyasa, meet in downward facing dog. On your next in-breath, extend your left leg high. As you exhale, step the left foot between the palms, rise up to Crescent To Lunge. Both arms reach up nice and high. Turn the palms to face up, so we're bending those elbows. Straighten up through the arms, scoop the lower belly and hug the ribs. Then bend the elbows, bring the fingertips towards the shoulders, hug the elbows in, lift through the shoulder blades. Inhale to straighten the arms. Exhale, warrior two, open your stance up. Eagle arms, right arm under the left. Lift the elbows, zip the belly in, hug the ribs. Pause here for a moment. Keep the depth in that front leg. Straighten out the leg, pivot the toes, turn all the way to the back of the mat. Bend the right knee so you can crescent, lowering the chest halfway. Shift all your weight into your right leg. Float the left leg for eagle armed airplane. Continue to move the elbows away from your chest. Rise on up, one-legged mountain, arms reach high, left knee pulls through, lift out of that right hip, palms touch, bend the elbows, thumbs to the nape of the neck, squeeze the elbows in, lift through shoulder blades. Crisscross the left foot in front of the right, circle the hands behind you, take that grip as you squeeze the elbows back, press down through the feet, engage the inner thighs, lift the heart, lean back, and don't just drop the weight, but lift up and out as you take this back bend variation. Continue to hug those elbows in. Slowly return the chest back up. Slide the right leg back. Open yourself up, warrior two, to the front of the mat. So original front right knee is bent. Straighten out the leg, pivot the toes, bring the palms together for reverse namaste. Start to fold forward, bring the head down towards the ground. Pause here for a moment. Interlock the hands, straighten the arms for chest expansion grip, opposite thumb, opposite grip. Tuck the chin around up the spine. Pivot your feet to the front of the mat so you're in your pyramid stance. Adjust as you need. Lift through the back of the heart, engage the legs, start to fold forward, hinging at the hip crease. Bring the forehead down towards the shin. Hold here. Start to bend your right knee. Press all your weight down to that foot. Take the gaze towards the toes. Shift your weight out of your back foot. Float it up for standing split. Engage the quads, engage the glutes. Release the hands to the mat. Plant the palms straight in the arms. Even shrug the shoulders a bit round through the spine. Hold here, strong and straight. And hop, step it back. Vinyasa meet in downward facing dog. Down dog, we drop our knees to the ground. Keep the pelvis above the knees. Melt the heart towards the mat for puppy pose. Continue to hug the arms in. Forehead down or chin and chest. Or find maybe a few layers. Begin to slide yourself all the way back into child's pose now. Give the shoulders a rest by resting your hands, arms by your sides, letting the shoulders melt towards the mat. Pausing here for a couple cycles of breath. And rounding up the spine, kneeling on your mat. So as you lift your head, lift your hips, bring your hands behind your back body like we've been doing, thumbs in, fingers out. Squeeze the elbows in, hug those inner thighs. Press the hips forward as you lift and lengthen the spine like you would for a rainbow. Take the gaze up and back, maybe even to the back of your space. Return your spine to neutral. Plant the hands tabletop, downward facing dog. Nice breath in through the nose. And out. Extend the right leg high, inhale. Step the foot forward as you exhale. Shift up through a standing split. Sweep that left leg through. Lower onto your bottom. Left leg straight, right knee bent. Left hand behind you. Right into a little wild thing. Then circle the right hand down to the ground like we did for reverse plank. Adjust your left hand. We are now in reverse plank with our right knee bent and our left leg straight. Lift the left leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee, little figure four, hook the ankle on the thigh. Press the knee down as you lift your hips a little higher. Re-straighten that left leg up. Bend the knee, thread the knee underneath the body so that your knee and shin are down on the ground. You'll feel a nice quad stretch. Sit the booty down onto your heel. Shift your weight out of your hands. Arms go up. Like we did earlier, flip the palms up, fingertips towards the shoulders. Lift the elbows, hug the arms in. Release your hands down. Hold on to your right shin or ankle with both hands. Lift yourself up to standing split. Left leg shoots back, right leg straightens. Gaze down. Crisscross your left foot behind your right as you rise to stand. Left foot behind right, palms together. Overhead. Hands to heart center this time. Squeeze everything in. Lift the heart up and back. Little variation of a back bend here. Hold and breathe. Unwind. Hands to the mat. Halfway lift, hold the length. Slide the left foot back, lunge. Right foot back, plank. Downward dog. Left leg goes up and back. Left foot steps forward, lunge. Pass through a standing split. Tick-tock that right leg through, straight leg. Come to seated. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Right hand behind you, right into a little wild thing. Circle the left hand down to the mat. As you do, you have to pivot your right hand to meet it so that the fingers are forward for reverse plank. Left knee bent, right leg straight. So I guess it's a combination of reverse plank and reverse table. Send the right leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee, hook the ankle to the thigh. Press the knee down as you lift the heart higher, lift the hips higher. Re-straighten the right leg. Drop the knee shin down to the ground now. Parallel, so you get a nice stretch through that quad. Sit the booty onto the heel. Come up to neutral, which just means shoulders over the hips. Both arms reach high. Bring the palms together. Bend the elbows. Thumbs to the nape of the neck. Hug everything in. Lift through the back of the heart. And release your hands around your left shin or ankle. Lift yourself up to a standing split. Hold on. Hug the elbows in. Scoop the belly in. Rise up to stand crisscross. Right leg behind left. Both arms reach high. Palms together. Cross at the thumbs. Lift and lengthen up. And take your back bend with these straight arms. If that's too much, bring your hands to heart center. Back to neutral. Hands to the mat. Come into a halfway lift. Slide the right foot back. Step the left foot back plank. This time we'll come into a chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Drop the knees down to the mat. Drop the forearms down to the mat. Bring the palms together. You might have to walk your elbows a little bit forward. Melt your chest towards the ground. Melt your forehead towards the ground. Bring the thumbs towards the nape of the neck. Straighten out the arms. Pull yourself forward into table, and then just simply walk those knees forward. Come onto the back, lie down. In neutral for a moment. Just like we did earlier, we're going to take that variation where the hands will go under the back, supporting the pelvis. The elbows we drop down into the mat. So let's prep for our bridge. Hug everything in, press the hips high. Then sneak those arms underneath the body. From here, lift your heels off the ground, walk your toes in, take the right leg high, nice straight leg up towards the sky, pull the left knee in towards the chest, and take the left leg high. So we're balancing on the arms. If that's too much for the elbows, keep one leg down. Now to come out of it, we'll reverse. So bend the right knee, plant the right foot. Bend the left knee, plant the left foot. Hips go up, hands remove. Pause here, knock the knees, fallen bridge. Wriggle the fingers, circle the wrists. And breathe. Moving in now to our full wheel. We've been prepping for this all practice. Place the hands above the shoulders. If you have tighter shoulders, they still feel pretty tight. You can turn the fingers out just a little bit, but continue to hug those elbows in. Walk the feet in towards the hips. Scoop the belly in, just like bridge pose. Press the hips up. Hug the elbows in, press into the palms. Lift yourself up, straighten the arms. Continue to squeeze those legs in, so we don't want them to go wide. Press down through the feet, press down through the palms. Let the head drop nice and heavy. Drive those heels down and forward. And breathe. And slowly lower yourself down. Letting the head drop down first, then the spine, one vertebra at a time, all the way down. Try not to hug your knees in right away, but you can walk your feet out away from you, straightening the legs, coming into neutral. Hug your knees in towards your chest and rock from side to side. One last twist, knees fall to the right as you gaze to the left for a nice easy twist here. Bring it back through center and over to the left, switch it out. And bring it back to center, give those knees a tight squeeze. Arriving into our final pose. But please know, if you feel energized or if you want to work on your wheel pose a few more times, you can always pause this video and go right into wheel and then press play again when you're ready for Shavasana. Or even after our Shavasana, continue moving, just listening to what the body needs. We'll be here for a brief moment. Allow yourself to really be here. We did a lot of work today, so let yourself come into a nice restful position. And when it's time, I will guide us out. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Let's make our way up to seated. Seated with our hands at our heart, eyes closed. Rub the palms, create some heat. Place your hands on your heart, reminding ourselves of our love for our bodies, our breath, our movement, our mat, our time on our mat. Connecting to our heart, thanking it for pumping and continuing to pump all the blood through our body. Thanking our breath for our life force. I want to thank you all, and until next time, namaste. All right, thank you friends for joining me for this little Valentine's Day class. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you have any requests or comments, place them below. And then check out, I have a lot of information about more classes, a retreat in August of 2022 coming up. And if you're not subscribed to my email newsletter, there's a link there. So a lot of goodies in the link box below. So please check it out, and I'll see you all next time.